catch 'em all.
Alright, ladies and gents, welcome back to another perspective video. This one is going to be on the difference between 2-point perspective and 3-point perspective. So it's an intro to 3-point perspective, okay? In this one, I want to show you guys examples of 3-point perspective first, and then we're going to move into how to do it, alright? So you have to kind of wrap your mind around what we're looking at here. With the third vanishing point, which is down at the bottom here, everything is converging down on that point. So there will no longer be parallel back lines that you draw. Everything is going to converge on this point. And what I mean by wrapping your head around this is that it's kind of like we're looking at this tall building and we're in like a helicopter looking at it. Not only is the building converging to the left and to the right, but it's also converging down because we are high up with the building. We're close to the top of it looking down at the building. So we're looking down, we're looking left, we're looking right. Okay? Another example would be if we put the vanishing point up top. So this is 1, this is 2, and that's the third one. Again, it's a tall building. We're actually standing on the ground now looking up at it, and it's all based on where you put your horizon line. If my horizon line is low, then I'm looking up at whatever I'm drawing. If my horizon line is high, then I'm looking down at whatever I'm drawing. Okay? So let's start with drawing here. When you go to set up your paper, that's the first thing that you want to think about. Do I want to draw something that's going up or draw something that's going down? Okay, so that's up to you. In this one, I'll draw my horizon line lower. And I'll put my 2 vanishing points out as far as I can on those lines, or on that line I should say. In the very middle of that, you're going to go straight up and you're going to draw a third point. You don't really want to draw very close to these points. You want to stick in this area here, okay? Now, the edge that you draw, it can start at the horizon line if you'd like, and then you would just see a flat line for, let's say, if this was a building, or you can start below it, and then the bottom edge of the building will come up towards the points. So that's fine too. So I'm going to start a little bit below and go a little bit high. And what I'm going to do is start the same way. I'm going to take the bottom part of that edge, and I'm going to draw that to the right point. I'm going to take the left, or I should say bottom part of that edge again and go to the left point. Then I'm going to take the top edge and I'm going to do the same thing. Right and left. Now, where we would normally stick parallel to this line and draw a line here like this, we actually have to make that converge on this third point. So it's a little bit harder but a little bit easier at the same time. It's a little bit harder because you have a third point you have to draw everything towards now, but it's also easier because every line that you have to draw, and I mean every single line that you have to draw, has to go to one of the vanishing points. It either has to go to the left, it has to go to the right, or it has to go up to the top one. Okay? So for these back lines, let's say I did want that to start there. It's not going to draw straight up, it's going to go towards the third vanishing point. So just make sure that you're lined up correctly and draw. If I want this to be the same distance on this side, whatever I did here, 2 inches or whatever it is, I'm going to do over here, same distance. You would not see the horizon line in the building, so you'd erase that out. As far as windows or detail goes, those are going to also be on lines that converge to the point. So I'm going to draw this part with a pencil because I think the marker is going to be too thick. Let's say I wanted to start my band of windows from here to down here somewhere. I'm going to start with this point and I'm going to go towards that vanishing point and make sure that it converges. I'll only do the right side here. Since I'm on the right side, I'm going to the right point with my detail. So this point is going to go. And I'm going to stop at the back. This point's going to go. And I'm going to stop at the back. And then I'm going to have another vertical line here that's going to go towards that point. So just make sure you line up one of these points and draw towards the point. If I wanted to break this up into individual boxes, okay, for windows, what I would do is I would evenly space down this edge here. But the thing is that they're not going to stay evenly spaced. They're actually going to get shorter and smaller. So as they get closer and closer together, and this is a little bit of a guess here, it'll look something like that. And now we're gonna, again, if we're on the right side, we're gonna go to the right point. This one you're not gonna be able to see because the horizon line is there, but you guys get the idea. And you can just see my scale keeps turning like this as I'm going up higher, because they have to come down to that point. And you end up with something like that. Okay, if I wanted to do individual windows, I'll do that on the left side now, or I should say the front side. If you're on the front, you're going to the left point. Okay, so I'm going to start with an edge again. And then I'm going to do a back edge. Next I'm going to do my markings. So let's say that that was the start of the first one, and then this is the bottom, and then maybe this is the spacing between them, and then the next one, and the spacing between them, and then the next one, and the spacing between them. They should still get smaller as they get further down, which is difficult to do at times. And then we'll just say where this is the bottom. Okay, front side of the box, remember the left side is over there somewhere. Front side of the box goes to the left point. And I'm just drawing this from one of the pencil lines to the other. I'm not drawing too far because then there's too much to erase. Alright, so you get something like that. And then you would go back in and just erase the parts that you don't need. There's a lot of small areas to erase when you're doing little detail like this, so sometimes you erase too much, which is fine. You just got to go back over it and darken it. So I'm going to darken with my marker and see if that works. Even when you're darkening, you want to make sure that you're staying towards the point, because you could draw it correctly at first, but if you just go over it, you know, with your straight edge without looking at the points, you might throw it off. So you get something like that. Okay, again, we're like standing on the ground here and we're looking up at this building. So now I'll just set up the other version. I'm not going to draw it, but I'll set it up for you. And what my students are going to do is that they're going to take a couple sheets of paper and they're just going to practice doing these. We can make them buildings. If you have some other idea that you want to make, you can do that as well, but buildings are fine for now since we just got done with our city project. So if my horizon line is high and my vanishing points are far out again, my other point, I might as well just use this point down here. Now my edge is going to go anywhere from in here to there. This point again, I'm not going to draw the windows is what I meant to say before, but we'll draw the box. Those both go to the left point. They also both go towards the right point. Okay, now no parallel back lines. They're going to go towards the bottom vanishing point. So the further out you go, the more it's going to look like it's tipping over. And that's just the way that your eyes would interpret that building if you were that high up, looking that far down. You get something like that. And then of course we would erase the extra here, and we would erase the horizon line down the middle, and you would add your detail. As far as the pyramid on the top goes, let's just show that real quick. Right now, as far as the pyramid on the top goes, it would be the same process. You would still pick a point that's in the middle of here and here, which in my case is this point here, and you would go up and draw that point, and you would just connect your 3 corners. Those are slants, so they wouldn't follow any vanishing point, okay? And that's pretty much it. That's what I want to show on 3-point perspective. You could continue drawing buildings out here, or you could draw a building up here. Totally up to you, okay? Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later. Gotta catch 'em all.